Hello, well, welcome back to my Nantwich save. I'm Dugout Man, and this is the state of play. Really, we have actually been doing quite well. We played against Hales Owen, and we were a little bit unlucky to lose, but lose we did. And then since then, things have started to pick up. We're not scoring many goals, which is a little bit of a concern, but we seem to be very solid defensively, which, considering we have very poor defenders, I'm quite excited about it. It just shows that defensively at the moment, the tactics are working quite well. The only goal we did concede was from a free kick. So we've actually got them training at the moment just to defend free kicks a little bit better. And hopefully that will cut out that from becoming a consistent problem. That is, of course, we're talking one goal since losing to Hales Owen. But we're finding the net. We've got Josh Gordon. We've got a Lewis Bruce own goal, which actually I'm a little bit confused as to why it was an own goal, but it was given as an own goal. So we'd have to take that. Then we had a penalty which put us ahead against Ashton United. And it was a bit of a sucker blow this one, because we were doing really well, 1-0 up, and then Will Haining got the equaliser. But I mean, Ashton United had created more shots than ourselves, but at the time when they scored, we were actually piling on the pressure, so it was a little bit frustrating that we then lost it and it went down the other end and they scored. But then we picked up winning ways again against Colwyn Bay. Chris Speed with the goal. He's been playing quite well, considering I don't intend for him to be the starting striker this season. Next season's my plans for him, really. But certainly, because of fitness to players, he's had to come in and do a bit of playing for us, because Josh Gordon, of course, got injured. And I worked out why my players were getting injured. It's because I still had my training in the pre-season mode. So it was a pretty amateur mistake, really. So we've made a couple of loan signings just very quickly before we go into the game. We've got a right back. So we finally actually have a right back at the club. And this is him. He's not brilliant, but certainly in the context of where we were not long ago, he's doing fine. He's doing okay. And so that should give us a little bit more stability across the line. With Josh Hancock missing, it does mean that we have to move our best left back into left midfield, but hey ho, we're doing okay. And then we've got Owen Body, who is a central defender. He's got 11 for heading, which is pretty good. 7 for pace, which isn't horrendous at this level. We do have to be a bit concerned with regards to that, but he could be potentially a captain. Obviously, he's on loan, so at the moment we are not going to utilise him like that. But if he becomes available, he'd certainly be one to consider. The only thing that's a little bit worried, a lot of ones. But certainly in the areas where he needs it, he's 6s and 7s, which realistically is what we've got to go with at the moment in this particular league. So we're playing Stourbridge today. They're playing a 4-4-2. Generally we've done well against 4-4-2, so hopefully that will continue today. Matt Bailey, his stats are really poor, and he is gonna have a rest because he's tired, but he's actually been playing a lot better than those stats suggest. He's getting flick-ons, holding the ball up, very much having indirect. He's indirectly been responsible in all of the goals we scored virtually that he's been on the pitch for anyway. He's certainly been a part of the move. And I think the actual average rating is a little bit harsh on him, really, because he's actually been playing really well as the target man. And so hopefully today, when he comes on, we'll get to see a little bit of that as well. So we've got Darren Thornton back from injury. I don't know if I showed you him. He's got pretty rapid pace for a left back, so he's potentially an option that we could put out there. His crossing 7, dribbling 8, and marking's only 3, which was a little bit of a worrying. And it did say you can play centre back as well, but when you've got heading of 2 and marking of 3 and tackling of 3, I don't think so. So we're not going to let him go there. That was why the lone player was so important, just so that we could keep using Matt Bailey. Now, I have switched the training onto balance, but I'm beginning to wonder with the fitness levels whether we need to be just training fitness at the moment, because obviously that's the biggest importance at this level, is that yes, we want players to be improving, but I think ultimately, if you get promoted from this league, you're going to be wanting to strengthen the squad anyway. If you get promoted from the next league, and really development of players has got to start when you start hitting the actual professional leagues, when you can actually spend the time with the players as a full-time club. So here we go, we're going to play Stourbridge. And as usual, I'm getting no help from my assistant. So he wants us to go and dominate the match. I'm just going to say this is a great opportunity for the pundits, to show the pundits that you're right to back you up. Don't want to be so persuasive to them that they need to win. I did that in the last match, and they actually, I had more red than green. So I've gone for a less harsher team talk, and it's obviously worked. So we'll go with that. The players, I'm beginning to learn a little bit about where they do very well, but I am a little bit concerned that I haven't really seen any highlights where they're really struggling yet. So maybe today will be the day where we start to see the problems we have with this team, because it does concern me that we're doing so well, because normally things go a lot worse when I start with a team. And it just makes me think that there's a bad turn round the corner and we're going to start throwing away results. The tactics that we're using, they're giving us plenty of possession as a rule, and if we're not getting the possession, we just drop it back to counter-attacking, and all of a sudden it appears to make a difference. As Stourbridge have a really good opportunity, and these corners are looking pretty dangerous at the moment. Smikey. Did that say Smikey? That's an interesting name. Anyway, so we've got our strikers for today. Not the normal choice, but Shotton actually has done okay, and Josh Gordon scored a couple of goals. So Josh Gordon, I think, is actually at this level quite a good striker to have. And certainly he's my first choice advanced forward, even though he's not particularly fluent in the air in that particular position. We will train him up, but initially it's all about just survival in the first season, really. The corners are really killing us in this game. That's a great goal, but a terribly defended corner, so I'm glad the training's working out. Yeah, so disappointing to concede from the corner. But again, we're actually really struggling in this game. So what we will do is just try and let them come on to us a little bit and see if we can catch them on the break. We certainly seem to have calmed down on the shots from Stourbridge now anyway. So Josh Gordon has picked up a knock again. Seems to be a common occurrence with when he plays. I'm going to give Steve Jones... Oh, that was a wrong one, so I won't do that. I'm going to give Steve Jones an opportunity. Up front, 38 years old. speed of 11 now, so it's not too slow. That should be okay. Yep, so Alga's come in on the right and Body's come in the centre back, and I was hoping that it would continue our clean sheet run, but obviously it hasn't. And now we're having more shots now, so hopefully there is something there for us. Shotton's getting tired, so we'll bring Matt Bailey on. And who do we... Now, Chris Smith normally gets a good run out. Let's see. Actually, we're 55 minutes in, so what I'll do is I'll save my final sub just for maybe the last 10-15 minutes, just in case somebody gets injured. Because that's normally what happens when you use free subs, so we'll try not to. Here's Alga to Osborne. Oh, great ball by Bailey. There's Jones. What a goal. Steve Jones and Bailey combining brilliantly there. And that's really what Bailey's been adding to the team from the word go. He seems to have really good vision. I don't actually know what his stat is for vision, but everything he seems to touch seems to go to one of our players. So I'm really pleased with that, and vindicated his selection as the target man and not the centre back. He's technically our best centre back, but I just feel that in this division, with the stats that teams have, he would be so dominant as that target man. And his finishing's okay. It's not brilliant, but it's not horrendous. It's better than a lot of the strikers finishing in this league. So yeah, and he can play that position. So yeah, an assist to his name. I'm quite pleased with that. Again, it's only giving him a 6.9, even though he's got the assist, and that's dropped down to 6.8 now. So we've got Lewis Short's getting a bit tired, so we'll let Matty Bell come on for the last 20 minutes. So even a draw at this stage isn't. I'm not disappointed with that. Like I say, it's all about building a season. This season, Jones. Oh, so Steve Jones, 38, very nearly getting us a brace that would have changed this match around. Oh, and what's happened? It's a goal kick. Couldn't quite see from that camera angle what had happened. Yeah, so Steve Jones, an 8.1 since coming on. That's pretty impressive. He's doing really well. Matty Bell's not been on long enough to get a rating yet, but my defence is beginning to look tired. So what we'll do is a quick, cheeky concentrate. Let's go for that. And I'll tell you what, dropping to defensive has certainly blunted their attacking emphasis quite somewhat. So hopefully... Oh, I think is it an own goal? Yes, it is. Broadhurst own goal. That could be the winner. 5 minutes to go. Do we go contain yet, or is it just a little bit too soon? No, I mean, it's a fantastic corner, but a terrible piece of defending from Broadhurst. But we'll take that. Bell will get the assist. Super subs working fine there. 2 assists and a goal. So I'm quite happy with the impact that the subs have made. And we're literally a fraction of the time left. So if we go to contain and waste time, hopefully, even if we get a highlight, it should just be us hanging on to the ball. Are we moving? Yes, we're rolling. So here we go. Last 2 minutes. Can we hold on? 2-1. I'll be perfectly happy if we don't have another highlight. Here's Bailey holding it up. Alga with a cross. Bell. And that will do. So another win. 2-1. Happy days. A bit disappointed to concede a goal and concede from the corner, which we've been trying to avoid. And I think what a comeback. Yes. Nice calm. What a comeback. Well done. And I mean, if you look at the team ratings, they're not actually that high considering we've just won a game. So it's interesting how it's very difficult with this team in this league to get reasonable ratings. That currently sits us in 3rd place. We're overachieving as it stands at the moment. I think my target for the season, how many games do we play? So, well, yeah, so 46 games. I think our target's got to be sort of around about the 55 points to 60 points mark, and we're 13 points in 6, so we're well on the way to that. And the longer that continues, the better. It'd be nice for the fitness of the guys to improve, so that we can continue to keep the same continuity in the teams instead of having to change my strikers and my wingers every match because they're tired from the last match. That would be really, really nice. So we've come from behind to win. Steve Jones has done fantastic. And the only thing to mention really is that we've had player after player being people trying to sign them from us, which we don't want. We don't want any of our players to go, really. The only one that we want to go was Steve Jones, physically because of the amount of wages he's on. Because now that I've had to sign Bailey on a permanent contract, we're currently well over our transfer budget, so our wage budget, should I say, and that's quite a concern, really. We're in profit. You will see 26,785. We were on 22,000 when we first looked at the finances, so we're in profit. But a lot of that is because somebody poached our chief scout, and we got a 7,000 payoff from them nicking that. So we have a new chief scout who is absolute rubbish compared to the one that we had, but it was all that was available at the time. So what I'll do is I'll move on to the next match and see you shortly. Okay, so it's been a week since we last bet. It feels like twice as long. We're going to be playing Workington today. Now, Workington sit in 17th place. They seem to be struggling a little bit, which usually guarantees that they will win. But none of this negativity. Let's look at the team that we've gone with today. Now, great news is Josh Hancock is back. We're going to play him a little bit out of position. He's going to be the attacking the advanced playmaker. Short's been doing okay on the wing. Matty Bell's been doing okay when he's come in as well. Casillo's going to stay on the right wing with Osborne moving to the ball-winning midfielder role. Hancock is our best player, and hopefully, creativity-wise, will do really well as the playmaker. But we'll see how he gets on today. It's a little bit of an experiment with him, really. So Vega in goal, of course. Auger, Moran, Body, White. So we've got a White Body. Jones and Bailey up front. So we'll going with the old guard up front today, and probably see Chris Speed. We do have an injury, obviously, from the last game. Josh Gordon. He's going to be out for 5 to 6 weeks, and we may be about to lose our physio as well because another team have bid for him. If he goes, it won't be the end of the world. His physiotherapy status was 4. I'm sure we can get somebody at least on a par with that, if not better. I just want to say, if you hear at any point a bird squawking, it's in a completely different room, but that's my cockatiel Scooter, who likes to try and get involved in the videos, even though he's not in the same room. He can hear me talking, so he's shouting back at me, and that's that. And if you hear a banging noise or a sound like I'm wandering around, it's usually because I'm trying to stop our Tasmanian devil of a cat from eating the cockatiel, and trying to keep it in the same room as me, because unfortunately it's worked out how to open the doors. So occasionally you'll probably hear me get a bit distant on the microphone and wonder what I'm doing. I'm actually not watching it at that moment because I'm trying to save the cockatiel. So that's what's going on. Do we get demanding with this? I think we go with exactly the same as last time. That didn't work quite so well today, but probably because I agreed with the assessment of my assistant manager. usually I find at this level, if you ignore your assistant manager and go with something else, it usually provides a little bit better results. But I suppose that's down to the stats that they have for man management and motivation and that sort of thing. So again, we're against what I call a 4-5-1 formation with the attacking wingers, and it's usually a formation that causes me quite a bit of trouble. And straight away, 5 minutes in, and Vega saves the day. Oh, Jones has just done some amazing skill there to get through. I hope this becomes a goal so we can see that again. That was brilliant. This guy's 38, for goodness sake. He's our coach, and that's the only reason that he's still at the club, because we'd have probably laid him off by now because of his high wages. But that was earning his high wages for sure. Absolutely skinned, that guy. So we're 15 minutes in. The possession is all with Workington at the moment. So if we drop back to counter-attacking, that seemed to work in the last game. I tend to mess around with the mentalities a little bit in matches when things don't look like they're working particularly well. I tend to try and keep our emphasis on fluid, because I think that it's good for players to get involved in more than one phase of the play. But sometimes I do recognise that, particularly with FM16, I thought that was a penalty then, but in FM16, you do tend to seem to get more shots for some reason when you play defensively. Oh, Jones, get in! What a great header across from Short, who certainly wasn't short there. And it was a great finish on the volley from Steve Jones. Here we go, let's see this. I'll go with a great cross to the back post. Short heads it in, and on half volley, Jones side foots it in. Good accuracy from a tight angle. That will do very nicely. So I wanted to say that I actually don't know where this save is going to go, because I sort of envisage it being a little bit of a journeyman save, mainly because I thought with how difficult it's looking with the team that we've got, I was expecting to probably get sacked fairly early on. So far we've had a good start. Jones through, I think he was offside, yeah. But we've had a fairly good start, so hopefully that will solidify my position. If it works out well and we end up being able to build a team here, then that will be all well and good, and it'd be great to see. But I'm not averse to if a big team came in, if Crew Alex decided they wanted to poach me or whatever, we may consider moving on. Or even, I have toyed with the idea that if opportunities came along, we could split the save and create a save within a save, where almost like a parallel universe where we have a decision and we save it as a different game. Say Crew came in and offered us a job, and then we could run two saves running alongside each other. Obviously one staying at Nantwich and one with Crew, and it'd be interesting to see how that would progress. But I mean, we're very early days. Things could go drastically wrong very quickly. And Phil McLucky was very lucky. Although I'm a little bit disappointed here with where my fullbacks were. I wonder if this is something that's worth looking at. I'll do it before half time, so that when I'm going to go wide, and yeah, okay, so we'll go wide, and we've got tight marking on and close down much more, and there's a reason for that. Is they're playing very wide. There was a lot of space when that guy crossed the ball in then, and so we've got to stop that happening really. So I just want to check. Yeah, no, those are in place now. Better give the team talk, because I always forget to do it when I do that. Calm, keep going, we can still win this one. And tactics, opposition. So we've got to get these guys out of the game. Tight marking always. they'll probably skin our players. Now Connor Tinian, I know he's a very accomplished technical player, so, and we'll try and blatter them as well, knock them out of the game. And the striker, we just need someone to sit on him. Do we close them down? No, let's leave it at that. But basically, we need to nullify that attacking threat, because Workington are playing well in that formation. They're dominating the midfield. Here's Bailey holding it up. Can he get a pass? No, he's been tackled. Oh, that's disappointing. But it didn't come to anything, so that's okay. So how are we doing for fitness? Everybody seems okay. Osborne's on a yellow card, so we'll have to watch that. He's obviously a ball-winning midfielder. Usually a sign that they're going to get sent off. Short plays it back to White. White gets tackled. That is really poor from White. McGee. Salmon. Roundtree hoofs it back in. So we need to slow these highlights down just a touch. Struggling to read the names, because by the time my eyes have focused, the player's gone. So Matt Bailey's looking exhausted. We're half an hour in. They seem to tire very quickly towards the end of a game, so we're training them now on fitness, just in the hope that we can combat that, because it has become a real issue. So Steve Jones has been okay today, but it's time for him to make way for Chris Speed. Elliot Osborne's on a yellow, so Chris Smith can come in for him. And just because of how he did with that tackle, we'll let Andy White have a rest. But Darren Thornton's not had many chances yet, but I'd like to see how he goes. He's got a little bit of pace about him. I hope you're enjoying the series so far, guys. I mean, it's very early days. I'm not used to doing these YouTube videos, and it probably shows in the way that I talk and babble on about nothing. But hopefully you're getting an insight into how I play Football Manager, and you may maybe like it or dislike it, find it amusing or find it quite boring. I don't know how you feel about the videos. Just give me a bit of feedback, and it'd be great to listen to some advice, especially if you're a seasoned YouTuber. So it looks like an away draw, which is not the worst result in the world. That is, unless we concede a late goal here. Salmon is well guarded, and that will do. 1-1. I'm quite happy with that. Ideally, against a lower position team, you would want to win, but it was away, so we'll just keep it nice and calm. Unlucky, boys, it wasn't our day, and we'll go with that. So we've had a win and a draw today. We're still scoring goals in practically every match, and not many goals conceded particularly, so I'm quite happy. I think if you look at the goal difference, we're +3. We're currently in third, although that will stay the same until other teams play. Steve Jones is beginning to knock the goals in as well, so that's quite handy. He is one of our best players, even at the age that he is, 38. So I'm quite happy with the way things are going. I did even consider signing Dele Adebola, who of course used to play for Crew Alex alongside Steve Jones. I think the two of them would work well together, but again, it's just a wages thing. We've got no wages to work with, and it's proving very difficult, to the point where greyed out players have had to be signed just to give us a working squad. And I've actually filled both the under-21s and the youth teams with greyed out players who have been put on a contract. The contract costs us nothing, so it was worth doing just for the sake of giving us a squad, because it is very difficult to build a squad when you've literally got no wages whatsoever. Even the signing the players who are out of contract costs something in your wage budget, so we just weren't standing a chance. We've got a couple of loan players who are costing us nothing, so if we could get a couple more of them, that would help. But there's not many want to play for Nantwich Town, and Crew, who are our feeder club, have 2 players who are available for loan, both of which I would consider players for the first team in Crewe, and sadly they won't want to come and play for Nantwich because they're actually on the fringe of the first team. So we could do with them players, and we could apply for getting them on loan. We'll see what happens. But thanks for listening, and what I'll do is I'll try and come back in, I don't know, maybe about the 12th or 13th game of the season, maybe 15th game of the season. Try and get ourselves a little bit further on, and we can start seeing exactly how the league is taking shape. At the moment, things are going well, but we all know that after 7 games, just a few results could change everything. So if we can maintain momentum, we could find ourselves doing really well. But just as easily we could see ourselves drop down like a stone. It's exciting. That's the great thing about the game. We never know what's going to happen next. So until then, until I come back, I hope you all enjoy the video, and I hope you all have a great time playing your games of FM 2016 or 2017, whichever you're on. And I'll see you soon. God bless.